Alright, posted a part 1 video on the 1586 restoration. Guess this will be part 2. Not sure what all I left out in the first video, but my decals finally came in. I'm very happy with them, the quality and everything. Did find it a little challenging to lay down a few of them by myself. The hood one's kind of long, all one piece. I think I got it pretty straight along the hood there. I did get, I can't see it here, but I did put some reflective heat tape on the back side. So hopefully that will keep some of the heat from burning up my decal. I have ran that for a few hours with that hood on there now, so I don't see any stress or heat damage there. So hopefully between that and the muffler delete, it'll save that hood. Door decals and everything. Had a little hard time trying to make sure I was getting everything lined up, but I think it's pretty level coming across there. Put the chrome strip over the top of the cab that I had. I still need to get my little sticker put. I really like that IH sticker on the back of the cab there, and I need to get it put back on. Got the air conditioning all hooked up and going. Pretty happy with it. The only thing is I'm not getting any power to the original harness, so I've got to figure out why I'm not getting any power to the compressor. So right now I've just got a line ran over and I plug it in whenever I'm going. I have to unplug it, otherwise it'll just draw power the whole time. I forgot to unplug it once and I did run down my batteries, so got it unplugged for right now. There's the decals on this side. I think you already had the LEDs and everything put in. Part 1. I still don't have the cab ones working. I'm pretty sure it's the turning signal switch. The door, and I did get the door strut added on, so it'll open a little wider and it'll hold itself there. I did put a cab kit in this tractor a couple years ago. This tractor's really, I haven't cleaned the inside out since I've been using it, so everything's pretty dirty and dusty. I was running with the windows open for probably a week or so before I got my air conditioning hooked up. I need to get it all cleaned out. Put on a new seat cushion in the back last year. Headliner is pretty good in shape. Put a new radio in it a couple years ago. New speakers. When I was doing it, I did add this other thermostat. I'm not sure what's going on with my gauges. Excuse me, they're kind of dusty right now. So, fuel gauge doesn't work correctly at all. I use a stick to check it. I've replaced the sending unit and the side tank, which I think they call the main tank, and the back tank is the auxiliary tank. I may have that the other way around, but anyway, the side tank does have a new sending unit. So the only thing I've got left to do is to put a new sending unit in the back tank and see if that changes it. Otherwise, it might be the gauge. My oil pressure gauge sometimes, that's oil pressure. Every once in a while it'll tack over, and if I tap on it, it'll come right back into the middle. So I'm not sure if there's a voltage issue there, if it's the gauge or what. So anyway, it kind of worries me. I put in a second thermostat gauge just to keep an eye on this. I wasn't sure how accurate this old gauge was, but it's pretty accurate. I haven't ever had any heating issues with the tractor or overheating. I'll start it up here. give you guys a little sound of the muffler delete. I think it sounds pretty cool sounding without it. It's got a lot deeper, throatier sound. Definitely got some bark to it now. I mean, it was sounded pretty good before, but that muffler delete definitely gives a little more bark. Let's see if there's anything else I can point out. I had new tires put on last year, 20.8 38s, radials, brand new Firestones. They were pricey, but the old ones were Goodyears, and I started getting some cracks in the sidewalls. There's fluid in them, calcium, so they've got tubes, and I kept one side, I can't remember now which side it was, but I kept pinching or something that tube, and it kept going flat. I was cutting hay with this tractor last summer, and finally I just got fed up with it, and I was like, I need new tires. So I got new tires. Dad never ran duals. He had the hubs and the wheels. And I tried to come up with some used tires for duals. And I don't know if you guys have looked around for used 20.8 38s, but I mean, they are not very easy to come by. I guess tractor pullers, these are very common size in the tractor pull farm classes, and they gobble them up. So at least around this area, they are hard to come by. I found this one. It's a Firestone, so it looks the same and everything, but it is a bias tire. He didn't tell me whenever I bought it, and I didn't catch it myself. But this tire here is a bias tire on that side, so it doesn't kind of squat the way the radials do. And this side, I bought that one. He only had one. Finally came up with a second one for this one. This is a radial here, but it's getting down there on tread. So, and it's nice for stability. I think it does still give it a little extra bite. But at some point I might want to try to find a better set of duals for it. Tires, that is. The next thing one of the really last things I need to do to get fixed on this tractor is the 3-point hitch. It raises, and this has been something that's gotten worse over time, as it will not hold pressure. It wants to sag down almost immediately. Draft is set heavy on the draft control in here, so it's not the draft deal that's wanting to let it back down. Draft control. First, I think the internal cylinder, I guess there's a lift cylinder in the rear end here, which is what raises the arms. I'm not too sure on that. I think that's the way that works. I've been explained, so I think I was told if I take this plate off right here, I can see in there, and if I can see it leaking. I've got to double check with the Case guys and see if they can give me an answer on narrowing that down. I did replace the new MCV pump, new valve kit and everything last spring. So that side of the hydraulics is pretty good, but I'm pretty sure that MCV pump does not control my lift. I think there's another pump And like I said, it does come up, it just doesn't hold, it just will sag down. If you put a bale of hay on it or anything like that, it'll want to sag down immediately. I have a disc mower, and I'll have to lock the lever up in the cab when I'm going down the road. Otherwise, it'll just keep wanting to sag down on the disc mower too. So that's really the only other issue with the tractor that I have yet to get addressed. Hopefully, would like to get that done sometime here this year. I don't know. I mean, with the way grain prices and cattle prices and everything are right now, it might be another winter project or something. But I'll tell you why I really want to get it fixed sooner is because I'm looking at getting a new mower for hay, and I've got a disc mower now. It's my dad's. It's really shot, kind of worn out. I'm afraid the whole bar is going to give out at some point, and I'm going to be stuck in the middle of mowing hay. So I'm kind of looking for a new mower conditioner, not brand new, something new to me. But I really like the looks of the ones that have the 2-point hitch. So I'll need to get the lift mechanism fixed before I go that route. Otherwise, it won't line up the drawbar and the PTO on the hitch very well. But I really would like to get a 2-point hitch mower conditioner. Well, I don't know if there's anything else to point out. I guess there is another issue I need to get fixed. I think I mentioned it in the first video, but the valve cover is still leaking, and leaking worse than it was before I put a new gasket on it. I think when I overhauled this engine, one of the last things I was putting it all back together, putting the valve cover on. I don't think I had it set in, well, I know I didn't have it set on there just square. I thought it was, and I started torquing it down. Well, I think I egged that valve cover just enough to where now it's bent and out of shape. I just washed this tractor, so it doesn't look that bad now, but it is, you run it all day, it leaks down the block on this side pretty bad, especially towards the back. So I'm just gonna have to find an old valve cover for it and put that on. Hopefully that'll get it sealed up and keep the engine clean. Otherwise, that's really the only leak the old tractor's got right now, knock on wood. Some point I'd still like to find some IH weights. Them and the green ones seem to bring a premium at auctions. I've got all kinds of old Alice weights, so for right now, making them work. But otherwise, that's it. I've got some really nice pictures of it yesterday when I first got it all cleaned up, and I've got some nice green spring wheat, or winter wheat, sorry. Came up and I had it parked out there along the road yesterday and got some really nice pictures of it. So anyway, if you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching.